what I find incredibly boring, and I have talked about this and we talked about it with Laura Jeffords Greenberg, is I can't be bothered with this whole conversation about AI still hallucinating and lawyers and law firms ending up in front of judges being told off for hallucinations and not citing properly, and that being proof that AI can't be trusted. It's such a boring conversation 3.5, 4 years down the line, because you talk about agency just now. Well, where's accountability in that part of the conversation, which is if you are using AI and not take responsibility for its output as if it were your own, what you are essentially saying is that when you have a very junior lawyer take a first pass at a contract, you don't bother to check their work either. That's what you're
Probably.
saying. Because if you can't be bothered to check, and in a lot of cases, it's lawyers standing in front of a judge going, I'm really, really sorry. I didn't check it because I didn't have time. Where would you have found the time if you didn't have AI? What were you going to submit if you didn't have AI? This conversation, it's just a replacement for a senior lawyer who should have all the answers. I find it to be so incredibly boring at this stage of things that people expect AI to be perfect. They won't engage, by the way, in the conversation where you say to them, do you, what about your junior lawyers? Do you check their work?
Yeah.
Or do you just let them send off everything on their own? Do you have any verification process for them? They won't engage with that because they've got no answer for it, because ultimately the argument they're making is that AI should be perfect. I shouldn't have to verify it. What it should do is it should just make me more efficient, make my margins better without me having to do any work. And I just think to myself, how lazy are you that you think the answer is that this thing should just take everything off my hands, free me up to do the stuff that I can do elsewhere?